Let's teach you the top 5 best Town Hall 13 attack strategies so that you know exactly how to use them. Welcome back to the channel then, guys. I'm your host, Judo Sloth. Starting off, we have the Blizzard Dragons at number 5, sending in the Battle Blimp to an area of the base where you will be using the invisibility spell before you pop the Battle Blimp in order to protect the wizards. Then you can use a Rage spell and they will chain through this area of the base every 4 seconds using another invisibility spell so that they are not visible. You do have to be careful if there are gaps in the base. Perhaps you have had a scout, so you know that there is not a combination of giant bombs and small bombs, which could take the wizards out. As part of this, you're trying to lure the clan castle, maybe even take that out, destroy the town hall if possible, and huge value within the base. Look at the core of the base. It's gone. Now we can send in the heroes to easily create the funnel, and the heroes can actually come to this opposite side of the base, take down the multi, the royal champion, and the air defense. Meanwhile, the dragons have clear pathing to swoop around the other side of the base. Depending on where you have sent your blizzard, you might actually decide to use your king and queen on the same side as the dragons to keep those flying through. It just depends on the base design, but if you get a strong enough push with the blizzard, your dragons should have an easy ride. I would often recommend sending the royal champion in with the dragons, even if you are sending the king and queen to the opposite side, because as you can see, it just helps to thin out any of the defenses to the perimeter and keep your dragons in the center. The main thing about the dragons and where you send them is the sweeper. Make sure you're trying your best to send them behind a sweeper, but targeting onto the major defenses such as an air defense or the single target inferno as your priority. That is where you will be using majority of your spells, whether it be leftover invisibility spells from the super wizard blimp or whether it be rage spells for your dragons. One thing I did not mention at the start of the attack is depending on where you're sending in your blimp, you might actually use a lava hound, as in this example, to assure you get exactly where you need it to. At number 4, we have the Super PEKKA Smash. This is the variation with super wizards. The Chinese community really shot this into the meta. If you're used to a PEKKA Smash, it follows the same principles, and there is a lot of variations of PEKKA Smash. You can use the Battle Blimp in order to fly into a section of the base, take out that area. You want to get a major defense if you can, such as an Inferno Tower, but what this does is creates pathing for your queen charge, and you've also got that value. If you can lure the clan castle troops, that is a bonus. You do need to create funneling at the opposite side for your smash to go into the base, and traditionally you will do that with the king and witches. By the way, you can do a grand warden walk instead of a queen walk. It does depend on the base, but once you have set up the funneling either side, you are pushing the smash into the middle, and that is where you merge it with your queen or your warden walk, whichever you choose. You want to use the grand warden's ability relatively early. You can send in a couple of balloons in order to catch within this ability, maybe set off some seeking air mines to protect your healers, but essentially you need pathing through the base. So you can use wall breakers initially, but then jump spells to get you into the different compartments, and you want to assure you get the core with your smash. You need to have pathing into the back end of the base, which could house major defenses, but even if the PEKKA go down, all you need essentially is the heart of the base, the core, and notice the royal champion is now able to run around the perimeter. This is exactly what you want. You still have some leftover troops, for example the archer queen from the PEKKA Smash, tanking for the defenses, and the royal champion literally moves from one to the next. If you have been able to save, let's say, a freeze spell, you can use this for the royal champion, but the ability will work wonders as well. As long as you get the heart of the base and you save onto the royal champion for the back end, you should have an easy ride with the PEKKA Smash. It is all about setting up the funneling initially with that queen charge or warden walk, the king and witches, in order to push everything through. Make sure you have the pathing to the key areas and the key compartments of the base, and there you are. Keep the royal champion, you will get the 3-star. Now we have the Hero Dive LavaLoon. Some people would have this as their number 1, but it can be difficult to perform, so we have some other options for you. No matter where you're sending your heroes, you need to assure they get the value. As a heads up, in this one we actually get all of the way to the town hall. You are trying to create pathing for the LavaLoon and get some value. If you're pushing deep into the base, you will need some troops in order to tank. In this case, a couple of golems, but ice golems are also a popular method. Remember, you will need to set the funnel at either side. Try and do this cheaply, but assure your king and queen do go into the base where you want. Do not be afraid to commit spells to your hero dive. We use a skeleton spell in order to distract, and others later on. I also like sending the royal champion in here, because you have the tankage from the golems and king and queen, but the royal champion helps to widen the dead zone we are creating. Instead of just creating this area and taking this out for the Lalo, we've now actually extended that, and we've taken out this entire chunk of the base. So I do like sending the royal champion in just to the side of where you're doing the hero dive. You're trying to, if you can, take out the clan castle troops and the enemy queen. The town hall is major. If you can take that out, now you can be flexible with your warden ability, but do try and get any value that you can, whether it be expos, the inferno towers, the scatter shot, anything which is major to the LavaLoon. Then you can send the LavaLoon in to try and get the major defenses as early as possible. In this case, it was more so that the sweeper was pointing down to the south, meaning that the Lalo can swoop in behind that without any issue. And since we've taken out so much of the base, you really don't have to worry. Again, the LavaLoon, you're sending in the Lava Hound first to tank, and then balloons sprinkling around the defenses on the perimeter in order to keep the main pack of balloons into the center. Your spells are used just for splash damages. Do not worry about point defense. Use your spells to get the balloons to wizard towers, to multi-target infernos, anything which is going to do splash to your big group of balloons. So you're trying to bring them in surgically to prevent that, and then push the spells to get the splash anyway. It can be tricky to get used to where you send in your heroes, but essentially you are trying to get value and create pathing for your LavaLoon attack. Number 2 sees the Queen Charge LavaLoon, the other popular variation of the Lalo attack. The good thing about this strategy is if you get proficient with it, you can use it at a variety of levels. Like any charge, you need to set the funnel either side for your queen to actually enter the base where you want her to. Now, since you're Town Hall 13, you do have to worry about the defending royal champion who could attack your balloons alongside the defending queen. So they are two major targets. Again, the eagle is a major threat to your balloons. So anytime you can take out this combination of defense while setting up pathing for the Lalo, it is going to be beneficial. The clan castle troops, again, can be difficult. And if you really want to throw another one into the mix, the town hall would mean that you don't have to use the warden ability in order to get through that. But again, if you do not take that with the charge, it's not the end of the world. It's looking at the bases, figuring out where you can get pathing and value, and the value might differ. It just depends on what you have left over for the LavaLoon. Notice how the queen can take 2 multi-infernos. Clearly, that is good to relieve damage from the Lalo. Now we can push in to that right-hand side. By the way, I do want to say, if you are questioning where I got this list, I want to thank the Town Hall 13 community and Angels for helping put this together. I will have a link to their Discord server in the description if you are interested in getting involved with more Town Hall 13 events. Notice how we push the Lalo heavily into the Town Hall alongside the Stone Slammer, but we use the Warden ability and the haste to just push everything out of that area. But we did not commit everything because there wasn't a lot of drop points for the balloons. That just means defenses to anchor the balloons onto. So as we get up to the top, now we can reinforce, send some balloons to each of the defenses, and again, what this helps to do is clump your major balloons, the big pack, in towards the splash damages the heart of the base, so you're picking off the defenses on the perimeter. It also means that for time, it's much easier for your balloons. They're not flying over in each and every direction, but they are concentrating to the splash, and again, that's where you want to use your spells. If you can save your queen, whether it be committing spells to her, the ability, anything, she will help at the back end of the base, cleaning up defenses, the non-defensive buildings, so try to keep your queen alive, but I do want to say it is not a must as long as you get that value. The number one, the best Town Hall 13 attack strategy is the hybrid, the Hog Riders and the Miners. This has been king of Town Hall 13 for quite some time. You need to figure out where you are sending in your queen. I'm going to give you some help with that, and like ever, you need to create the funnel on either side. Maybe a baby dragon, wizards, the Yeti can even be good, and this essentially assures that your queen will enter the base where you want. Now, just like when you are doing the Queen Charge Lalo, for the Queen Charge Hybrid, you need to get value and pathing. So a couple of things you want to try and target: the clan castle troops. That can be major for the hybrid depending on what's in there. It might be a big threat. The eagle artillery is good to take down because it's not constantly firing onto your hybrid. And thirdly, the town hall is very useful, but essentially you're just cutting out an area of the base, in this example this entire section, for the hybrid to move around. Now, you do have to worry about the buildings on the outside of the base, because whilst Hog Riders will attack the defenses, the Miners attack everything, so you have to set up pathing on the opposite side as well. You will do this via whatever necessary, whether it be a baby dragon, but you can also use the king and the siege barracks. What this does is essentially cuts out the bottom of the base, the queen is cutting out the top, and it should be pretty clear that the hybrid goes through the middle. This is essentially what you do with a hybrid style attack. If you are enjoying this video, by the way, I like to bring educational but entertaining Clash of Clans videos, so I would recommend subscribing and turning on the notification bell. As the hybrid moves through, your spell placement is key. Heal spells are going to be used over areas of splash, so notice as the hybrid is getting in towards the two major splash defenses, the multi and the scatter shot, the heal was used, and getting to the back end of the base where we have another scatter shot. Freeze spells are also useful. You can use these with your queen charge to keep her alive, but also if you do not need them for the queen charge, you can use them with the hybrid. If for whatever reason you have held onto a rage spell from the queen charge, again, use that in the major areas of the hybrid. As long as you set up the pathing initially, even if the hybrid ends up coming to the outside of the base at the end, you should be good as long as you have got them through the major splash defenses. Now, it doesn't matter what your town hall level. If you're a town hall 13, I do have a video for you that gives you tips relevant to your town hall level. I hope that this has helped you in war getting the 3 stars, but if you want to see my video where I gave you a tip for every town hall level, it is on your screen right here alongside the subscribe button. You guys take care, and I will see you in that video.